Hello and welcome back to. Did I catch off guard? Hello and welcome back to Few and Far Between. We're excited to bring you a brand new tale of adventure in the lands of Exandria. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have.
Hey everybody, this is Bill Roper. I play Orgoth Skullcrusher, who, when we first started, I described as a half-orc, half-drow, all badass, unarmed battle master. That was 10 levels ago and 101 episodes. So seems like a great time if you're joining us to give it updates. Still do a lot of unarmed. I have taken on the spear as a main weapon as well. A lot of backstory with the spear. And also kind of branched out beyond my humble fighter beginnings. We've brought some barbarian into the fold. We've brought some bard into the fold. I don't know if I'm making a very optimized character class, but he is a heck of a lot of fun to play. I think very representative of the journey we've been on. He's a big boy. He's about 6'8", very, very heavily muscled. And he just turned 17. So you'll also get to come along my exciting journey of figuring out what the fuck do I do growing up, and doing really awesome things like completely messing up relationships and not really knowing who the hell he is. So that's Orgoth. If you're new to the show, welcome. And this next part of the grand adventure is going to be incredible.
Hey everybody, this is Jaiden, and I'm playing Laphus Prismawing. She is still the reborn Wizard of Smut. She still is very much, body aside, when you first started out, she was a bit of an amalgamation of various body parts. Now she is almost like 95% complete. She's just missing one thing, and it's probably the most important thing for her.
Her pinky toe.
Yeah. I'd say that's 99%, not 95. But yeah, she is still the same, honestly. If you look at it from the beginning, she was a bitch. If you look at it now, she's still a bitch. And her feelings towards the group, yeah, they haven't really changed. So, and yep, there is a little bit, just I guess a small bit of respect, but I wouldn't count it as anything else. But yeah, compared to everybody else, I'm pretty sure she's. I guess it depends on the size of Voka, but she's like a 5'2", a little dragon elf, who, ironically enough, or I shouldn't say ironically enough, because I'm using that incorrectly. Strangely enough, she still has, or she has a bunch of little dead creatures around her now. It's not just ashes. She has 2 dead, what are they, skeleton dogs? I've always
Little
them as
skeleton
just
dogs. Yeah, skeleton dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, little skeleton dogs, Bonnie and Clyde, as well as Sika, but Sika's always been around.
Sika's the MVP. We love Sika.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I am still playing North Viladrin. Rogue, Warlock, Fighter. We started out as Swashbuckler Rogue. We added a bit of Hexblade, a bit of just one level of Fighter. Just a little sprinkling into this because, that's the spice of life. This is nice. North has grown a little bit over 101 100 sessions. They're still a bit chaotic, but they're trying to line up a bit more with the voice of reason. But they still have a lot of big emotions to figure out, to untangle, a lot of stuff to deal with as well. Which it's not like puberty. They're way past that. They're just like, oh my god. After an adventure as traumatizing as Netherdeep can be, it puts some stuff into perspective. So they're about 6 foot tall, 1 meter and 83 centimeters for the Europeans out there.
Metric system.
Yes,
I love that.
I speak
system.
metric. Right now they are in their apparently in their autumn season, so their skin reminds a bit of the bark of a birch tree, um, pale grayish white with a bunch of black markings on their face. They've got long that is starting to curl. It's getting pretty freaking long at this point. I haven't cut it yet. Um, chocolate brown hair that just descends into the colors of autumn leaves, so a bit of reds, a bit of oranges, a bit of yellows in there at the tips, which they usually keep in a braid where they have the rose that they got in the sunken temple just pinned into it. Very still very gender fluid, very you don't know what it's going to be one day or the other. Some days it present more femme, some days it present more masc, some days it's just none of that BS. And they're still happy about it.
Hi. I am playing Voka, the changeling trickster fighter cleric. I don't really know how to put those
Who
two
are you?
together. I'm Voka. I'm Mira. Sorry, the voices. Sorry, I get a little too into character. No.
No, I'm Voka, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, come on. He will also insist that he's Voka. And he's got a lot of secrets yet to tell, but he's a good boy at heart. And now him, along with the Favoured Few, of which he is now a part of, and his little guy thing, his little hand from the Netherdeep, are embarking on this journey. He's this kind of nervous, not really knowing what he's quite doing yet, or in general, boy thing. My boy's made of meat. I mean, most things are. He's just a bit looser than other people in the composition department, but he's cool. We love that about him. And I'm excited because I've been here for 19 episodes now, I think, give or take. This will be 20.
Wow.
So we have more to learn about my boy. See, I can't say much because I'm still fresh meat. Sorry.
Literally, yes.
Literally.
And so we're starting off. We finished Netherdeep campaign. We're moving on to bigger and better and higher level things. Is there anything we want to talk about before we start? Let's dive right in then. If everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Few and Far Between, episode 101, A Whole New World. Copyright, pending. So, anyway, I'm not going to do much of a recap here because this is brand new. You are in Ank'Harel. You have been given an airship by Jaime as a reward for saving the city and the world. You have Sky, a lovely person who's taking care of your house that you also given as reward earlier. What are you going to do to prepare for leaving the city? You have a christening ceremony to attend to.
What's a christening, Ron? I don't know this Christ guy.
I don't know. It's some visitor. I don't know. So, the city is yours. The world is yours. What would you like to do?
And it's late afternoon, right?
Yes.
Or is it early evening?
I want to say
Because I remember
it was the middle of the
them
day.
coming. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the middle of the day. I think because North got up. It was in the morning. She spent the night over at her mom's, and then came over in the morning afterwards. And so you did stuff to prepare during the day. So it's probably like midday, late afternoon, maybe, at the most.
All right. Without really doing much after Laphus scares Voka.
Oh yeah, like because we stop and I think after you say that, he just kind of fumbles a little bit on the step and he's just like, "What?"
Don't worry about it. All right. I'm gonna head on out. There's a couple of things that I'm gonna be doing, but don't expect me back here. Sky, it was a pleasure.
Hope to see you again soon. I'll make sure that the old man is taken care of.
Oh yeah. Do take care of Alex. And let us know when he croaks. And she walks out.
Okay.
And she's
Yeah,
Laphus
I'm
is
gone.
gone. Yeah. You sent me what you were doing already, so right? Yep. Okay. Where are the rest of you?
We're leaving tomorrow?
I was under the presumption we were leaving today.
Well, did we have a long rest? Because we were supposed to leave
yeah,
at first light.
I apologize.
You
I forgot
guys
it was
said
the
first
same
light,
day.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what day is it? And now because it's midday, you guys still have like a whole
Yeah, we still
12
have-
hours.
Well, y'all, okay. Norris spent the night over at Mother's, right? I thought.
No.
We went
yet.
carousing.
Why didn't you correct me when I was saying this out loud?
I was eating.
It's late evening then.
We went carousing, then we came back, then we went to prep stuff.
Okay.
You made a fool out of Ron.
Wait, we also had that meeting with Jamon, then we had a night, then we prepped.
Yes.
So it's gotta be.
What last things are you going to do before you leave the city?
We got to stock the ship. We got to get like supplies.
I
from the
think
ship.
Laphus said that she was taking care of it. I think
Yeah,
so.
she done
Okay.
that.
And Jamon said it too. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I have one last person to check in with. But I'm gonna do it in my bedroom, and I'm gonna check in with.
Okay, you go to your bedroom.
Privately.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to the lovers quarreling or something.
To the what?
What?
Lovers quarreling. The sword and the
Oh.
axe.
You have to like explain things to me out loud. Okay.
So you guys,
yeah, no,
hello, welcome
all of
to
us were
Few and,
confused.
welcome to Few and Far Between. I have 2 levels of Warlock Hexblade. And apparently my sword was in love with an axe. That explains everything.
Okay. You do hear like you kind of tune in for a second and you're like, you overhear, why aren't you speaking to me? You should be speaking to me. We should be talking. We are literally right next to one another. It's like, I don't want to. I feel much better now that the infection is gone. You know what you did.
What did he do?
Stop. And you just hear like the connection break as they're like yelling at each other.
Well, they're doing good. So that's fine. That's good. Hopefully he's gonna check back in because I think I've fulfilled my part of the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
there's that.
Okay.
Also, I really need a rest. I'm just gonna
Okay. From
pamper
crash.
myself because you know life on a ship sometimes.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Voka looks around. He doesn't have much to do.
Yeah.
So he like looks around, looks at like this like newly built like sturdy couch. He assumes, and he's gonna like go over to it, kind of like rest like a hand on it, kind of like press down on it. Does it collapse?
It actually is solid now. It does. It's
He
solid.
breathes like a small. He like thinks back to the last time he sat in a chair in this house, and you just collapse on the ground. So he breathes a sigh of relief, sits down, and crosses his hands. He doesn't have much to do.
Okay.
He's just do.
Okay.
Passing the
Orgoth.
time.
Orgoth.
Yeah, Orgoth is kind of ready to go, but knows they've got to sleep first because they need to be ready for this big trip. Maybe there's things he'd try to buy, but he doesn't feel like he needs it. He kind of just wants to go. Like, they did what they were supposed to do when they came here, and while he's really proud of that and proud of some of the things he did here, he's also conflicted with some pretty painful memories that are now associated with this place. So I think he's ready to go and help his friends that with their thing. I think he's also dealing a little bit with the fact that he's none of his best friend's best friend. So he's trying to deal with that a little just in his head. But I think he's coming to terms with it. Like he's realized that's more of a thing for him than for other people, and it's just got to be okay with it. So he's just trying to tidy the room, and he'll help Sky with anything she needs done, and then he's just gonna settle in.
Okay.
You halfway like through the night, like before everyone settles down, like Voka, like you're like walking past, and like Voka's like he's been idling, like he's been reading something on the couch, and he like you walk past, and Voka pulls out like a deck of cards, and he says, Orgoth, a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know how to play rummy?
So I'm really not drinking right now.
What?
But
no, it's a card game.
no.
You want to learn how to play?
Yes.
I'm not doing anything right now, and you've been carrying things around for like the last half hour.
Sure, I will play. I'm happy to learn.
Okay, sit across from there, and I promise I won't peek at your cards. And he winks.
Okay, that's not. Is that a thing you're supposed to do?
No.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And yeah, he tries to teach Orgoth how to play rummy.
Okay. I don't know how well you could roll if you want to see how well you do, but
doing an activity.
Yeah. North, all of you you rest. You play rummy into the night until you get tired, fall asleep. North, you all of you get a long rest.
Yay!
Wherever
I
you
will
are.
use that long rest to use one of my Eladrin abilities and change two of my tools proficiencies.
Okay.
I will go in there because I have to go check that.
Okay.
I will change my poisoner's kit and my cartographer's tools to There is not a vehicle sky, but I assume there would be technically.
Yeah, technically, yeah, we can make one.
So I'll change it to that.
Okay.
And to navigator's tools.
Navigator's tools. Okay.
Yeah. So I just put vehicles land, but it's sky.
It's sky. Yeah.
There you go.
As you all approach the skyport, and you are led up, it's quiet this morning. Nobody's really there. There's a few people. As you go inside of the skyport, you notice that the ceiling has this dome above you, and you see this map of the entire world projected onto it, almost like by magic. There are little dots traveling between the various lands and various cities that are marked on the map, and you see one dot. All the dots have names next to them lit up, but there's one dot that's actually in Ank'Harel that has no name next to it.
Oh, I can see my house from here.
You had Captain Gunner. Actually, no, this is Aminthia. She's one of the crew that Laphus has hired. Is there? She's a half-elf woman. Is down at the base of the stairs, and she's like, I've been sent to collect all of you. Do you have all of your belongings and all your gear?
I didn't revoke already. I do.
Let's go. We have a ship to fly. And she takes you up these stairs and out onto this walkway that is like overseeing the entire city. Sunrise is coming over in the east. The sun kind of beating down on the tall spires of the palace to the south. And you see your ship. The ship it's pretty decent size. There are 2 main sails, fore and aft, and there's like wings that are folded up that allow it to navigate and sail through the air, and kind of a fin-like sail on the back. You see, Laphus, where are you currently?
Laphus has been just waiting right next to it. She has a champagne bottle in her hand.
Okay.
She's just been like sitting on like a crate, just like waiting there. She has it in one hand, a book in the other, and she's just been waiting for you guys.
You see some people like moving some things around on the deck, preparing to fly. They're like taking ropes and cord and like stowing things and making it ship shape. There is a man, actually a dwarf, with a paint bucket and a brush by the front of the ship where he's going to paint the name onto the front of the ship.
Oh no, the ship should have had the name on it.
Oh,
by
okay.
now.
If you made it happen, you made it happen. So
Yeah. I did it whenever I wrote down the
okay.
whoever's captain and all that shit.
What is the name of the ship? Because they would see that as they walk up.
It would be Unnatural Disaster.
Yes. Okay. The Unnatural Disaster.
Ooh, I like
Written
that.
along the back aft of the ship and on the sides. The people kind of like actually the crew see all of you approaching, and the captain gives you all a salute. It's like, ready? Let's get this ceremony over with. We can fly and get going. Catch some good wind.
Laphus puts her closes the book, and she looks over and she tosses the champagne bottle over to Orgoth and she just goes, yeah, I'm not strong enough for this. Yeah, you can go ahead and do it.
Orgoth will catch it. And he's like, okay. And he kind of looks around and he's like,
Yeah, just say a few words and then just smash it against the wood.
All of the sailors take off their hats and hold them against their hearts.
okay.
But Voka like takes his hat off too.
North doesn't have their hat on.
Today we launch ourselves on a grand new adventure aboard this mighty sailing ship. Here I name thee the Unnatural Disaster. And then Orgoth will just smash the champagne bottle.
These
across
bottles
the
are
bow.
specially made to actually like collapse. I mean, they have champagne in them, but the bottle just completely shatters. Phew.
Right.
And you have christened your ship. Let's go to the layout. Yeah, there we go. We're in the battle map now. Battle map. Mr. Gunnery, he's like, I can't be captain anymore. Who's the captain?
Oh, I already, wrote down whoever's who. And she has like the piece of paper that has like all the
Is it-
signatures. Yeah.
Take care of all the paperwork.
Oh, of course. I
Nice.
did this like 2 days ago. And on it it has the word captain scratched out. And it said it just puts north right next to where captain would be. And then underneath it would have Laphus first officer, deckhand Orgoth, and then for whatever reason she puts mascot Voka.
Love to see it.
Are we able to read this, or is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to read it. She has it out.
Voka reads like those words, and like he's about to protest for a second. And he thinks about it, and he just kind of nods, like, you know what? I can live with this.
We need to get a statue of you just put at the figurehead or something in a funny pose.
Exactly.
Mr. Gunnery, no longer the captain, looks at his hat, goes over to North and says, well,
Garth puts
looks
their
like-
own hat on.
he just puts it on sideways, so it's a little bit different. It's not quite as regal. And
So how come you guys aren't wearing the little sailor hats I bought you all?
And he turns over to Jacob and Arthur, and it's like, break out the hats! Breaking out the hats, sir! Breaking out the hats! And they bring out the little sailor hats and hand them out to the crew. You have 5 people. You have 6, actually. Mr. Gunnery, Arthur, Jacob, Owen, human men, Minthia, a half-elf woman, and a dwarf man named Tomta. And they're all like saluting, and they're wearing.
We got Arthur,
Jacob, and I can write this down later. Arthur,
Jacob,
Owen, Aminthia, Amyntia,
okay,
and Tomta, who's a dwarf.
Amazing.
Yes. All of your quarters are on the aft cabin. On all the Mr. Gunnery says, and everything is prepared as the way you like it, Miss Laphus.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Would you like to show them? Show your friends?
I mean, they can make it to their own rooms. That's fine. And she like just casually walks in onto the ship, and she heads over to where the captain's quarters would go, opens the door, leaves it open, and just like walks in.
Okay. The on this map on the main level, there is a the map is a little bit different. They've how did you what if they look through the door where it says captain's quarters? What do they see?
They would see what would normally be, a couple of like maybe a single desk where the captain would go and a single chair. Instead, it looks a little bit more like a very casual war room. So it's a large table, chairs made of walnut, hardwood on there. On the side, on like the left-hand side when they first walk in, huge map, like a huge fucking map of Exandria itself, and it's very detailed, very ornate. Off to the other side is more of like an area that has a bunch of like various books, not just like of her own, but things that like people would probably be interested in. So things of like with cooking, things about alchemy, things about like ship lingo, because she's like, maybe Orgoth would want to learn ship lingo. There's a couple of plush chairs right there, as well as like a nice large round like plush carpet underneath them. And that's just left how it is. She did that so the captain's quarters wouldn't be just for one person. It would be for the whole team. Which she felt like would work. That's why she crossed out captain and just put North, because she's like, not really a captain because everybody has a say.
Yeah.
Need a dartboard in here.
Yeah. The captain's quarters, basically the war room, where it says armory, man at arms, medical. Actually, there's 2. This is your choice. This is like just us figuring out what works. They could have adjusted the size of the quarters so that all 4 of you had quarters in the aft, or you could take those two where it says medical and medical officer, and you can use those as cabins as well. Because this is really a ship that could have 20 to 30 men on their crew. But 6 could fly her with your help.
That'd be nice. I don't know how we want to divvy that up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. I don't really know what a deckhand does exactly, but I feel like I'm more like a man at arms.
You
Just
look
'cause
over and you
that's
see
what
somebody mopping. You see Owen mopping the deck.
And it's right across from the weapons. So maybe I would rather be here, unless anybody's got a problem with that.
I mean, are these empty rooms at this point?
They're
or
basically
are-
empty.
are-
They're basically empty rooms. The armory has a rack for weapons to be stored, but are currently just a handful of weapons. Most of the people who, the crew, have weapons on them, or they're in the crew quarters below.
Because I have an idea for something, and I was gonna take this room, but if anyone has like any what is it? Saying there's a word for saying no. But yes, if anyone disagrees, sorry.
Honestly, I just want to drop my stuff in a room. I might put my hammock with the crew, if they're fine with it. You fine with that?
Whatever you want. It's your ship.
It's not whatever you want. Are you fine with that?
Yes, sir, Captain Sir.
There we go.
Well, are you gonna like? Where are you gonna meditate? I guess Laphus.
Hammock?
Are you just in here?
I mean, yeah, I don't really do anything except read whenever I need to rest. So
Okay.
yeah, I could just be sitting in one of these chairs and I'm good.
The boys
Is it-
need to sleep, have claimed rooms.
Is it gonna bother you if I'm right here? I could take one of the ones at the other part of the ship.
I mean, you're separated off from this area, from the war room, so you're fine.
Yeah, and I'm real close if you need help or anything.
I
Are
mean,
you gonna?
yes?
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, if anybody needed help, it would be the crew, and if there was needing any fighting, I doubt it would be in the captain's quarters. It'd probably be on the main deck.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should be down by the crew then, I guess. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Orgoth's just like he's like really out of place. He's so out of sorts.
Orgoth, you feel, because the ship is floating.
Before Orgoth leaves, Lapis is just gonna head over to the side of the where all the books are, grabs the ship lingo and gives him the book.
Okay.
That way, you know,
this...
we're like fore and aft and starboard and you know, all that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll study up.
The
Mhm.
what was I gonna say? Orgoth, I can't remember what I was gonna say. The
ship was moving.
The ship was actually bobbing. It's like the broomstone is holding it aloft, even though it's docked currently. So there's a little bit wind, like the mast that's holding the ship to the port is kind of swaying in the wind, and you can kind of feel that wind, the ship bobbing up and down a little bit in the wind.
Okay. That's I think he's been on an airship once when we went on the tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Around
Yeah.
Don Corral.
Put your sea legs on, boy.
That ship was very, very, very high class, top of the line. This, I mean, it's a decent ship. It's a good ship, but it's made for like major travel, and it's seen some days. It's just been like fixed up and made nice for you all. But this is more kind of like a workhorse kind of ship as opposed to something that
Actually,
just cruises.
Also, North, don't you mean put your sky legs on?
Oh, whatever. It's the same feeling.
Also, if any of you need a vomit, just make sure that it's off to the side.
And in Voka, like he like puts his hand on a door and he's just like, I've never had my own room before. I'm very excited.
Good.
Yeah.
Does anyone mind if I put and he goes onto the deck and he reaches into his bag of holding cloak thing and he pulls out a potted, like a very intricate potted plant, and it's a tree.
What
Does
kind of
anyone-
tree?
Is it like a bonsai or is it like a?
It's like a sapling.
Okay.
And if you were to know, it's radiating with holy energy. Does anyone mind if I put this somewhere on the ship?
This ship was
Do you-
engineered with the idea that the weight would be properly distributed
Oh, this is
for
a
optimal
sapling.
flying. Does that thing grow?
Well, everything grows, but it shouldn't be like 40 years until this thing gets decent sized.
Well, if it's too small, it's gonna be fine.
I just need to designate somewhere on the ship as a, in quotation, a holy area. For reasons. It'll benefit you all.
Poop deck?
Poop deck?
Whoa.
I was just gonna put it round the back.
That's the poop deck.
Ah, yes.
Also, yes, Orgoth, there is a poop deck, and you best know how to use
Is
a
that
poop
where-
deck.
Is that in the book?
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be more fun than I thought.
Why do they even call it the poop deck?
I think it's
That's-
the thing. Like, it's from Elvish, so it's...
That's because that's where all the poop goes. Kidding.
Poop goes up the
Uh,
rear.
And Laphus is gonna start telling everybody to start getting ready to uh
Get your shit together, boys.
yeah.
We're leaving.
yeah.
They start unfurling ropes. They start getting the sails ready to be unfurled as they pull away from the dock. There's a Arthur goes over to the side and it has like the rope that's connected to the pier and has basically like loosened it enough where he can like let go and cast it to the pier. It's like, on your orders, Captain.
Let's ditch this potent down. Let's go.
Laphus opens up her bag and she lets Ashes, Bonnie, and Clyde let loose and start running around the deck.
Pew, pew, pew,
And
pew.
Voka's like looking off the side, like towards Ankarel, and he like almost has like he's been pretty fine up until this point until like you guys mentioned actually leaving. Like I hadn't hit him up until that point.
You can see the river district from where you are. You're so high up
But
in the
yeah,
air.
he looks out, and he does have tears in his eyes. He gets a little choked out. He lets Thing out. And he puts him on the little tree of the Wild Mother.
You take inspiration for that. That's sweet. As you pull away down below outside of the skyport, you see the rivals waving at you. And the ship
I'm focused on my job.
rises into the air. Maggie is like waving. And suddenly you're high above, the sun beating down. Suddenly you hear Mr. Gunnery, like, let loose the sails! And suddenly, boom, the sails like fill with air, and you feel the ship below you move with purpose. What's our heading, Captain?
Heading towards the Empire. Zadash.
Make a perception roll.
I got advantage, thank God. That's a 24.
Okay. You actually overheard the dwarf Tomta whisper to the elf Amenthea. You heard him say, "She sure takes her sweet ass time." Giving
Yep,
orders.
I do.
So,
Fuck off.
and the ship.
I'm enjoying the moment, motherfucker.
The
No, it's actually, you actually gonna hear that. Yeah.
Okay.
You, like, just, even if I didn't hear it, I have observant, I can read lips.
Right. Okay. The
So that bitch gonna know that he can't get nothing past me.
Sorry, Captain. And the ship rises into the air. and clears the walls, and you leave Ank'Harel far, far behind. After about an hour or so, you hear in the aft Owen say, Captain, we've got a sighting off the back of the ship, off the aft port. I'm terrible at nautical terms too.
Port side is left, starboard is right.
We have a sighting off the port side bow.
Gonna pull out, just like give a glance.
And from
Let's
below, you see this gigantic brass dragon break through some clouds and
see.
kind
Not
of just
engage.
fly.
Keep course.
We know who this is, Captain. And Devosa, protector of the jewel of the sands, flies alongside of you. And every once in a while, the dragon will look over and actually catch eyes, like catch everybody's gaze.
Voka's eyes is still like he's watching Ank'Harel until it like as it like becomes smaller and smaller in the distance.
Okay. Laphus.
It's probably if we've been flying for like an hour, I'm sure it's like gone from the horizon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's even if it's like the smallest speck, his eyes are still on it. He hasn't really moved from that spot.
So Voka just watched like this thing slowly get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as this dragon comes out of nowhere.
It's flying right close to, like, it's the tips of its wings are just right on the edge of the sails. So.
I'm sure he's like in this dissociative state, and then like he didn't like watch it like get closer and closer. But I'm sure like once it was on, he felt like the wind of the wings kind of like hit him. He was like, "Huh? Oh."
In Voka, you know who this is. You know this is the brass dragon that protects Ank'Harel.
I'm gonna steer just a bit to make sure that the dragon's got enough space. I'm gonna steer a bit clearer.
Go ahead.
Laphus goes over and onto what side was it on? Was it on the
port side?
Okay, she's gonna go over to the port side, pick up Ashes, have Ashes like be on the railing itself as she's holding on to it, and just like staring at the dragon before giving it like blowing it a kiss, like goodbye. And then she makes Ashes kind of give a little wave.
I imagine this like the free run blowing kiss, like the
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, you're from that clip.
It's almost like you see Devosa nod, give a little tip of its wings, dive below the ship, come out the other side, hover there for a second, and then boom, down into the clouds, and it's gone. You continue on.
Sounds like a good sign.
I think that was pretty much their way of saying good luck on our next adventure, I suppose.
Oh, we're gonna need it.
The ship continues on. You see Mr. Gunnery, who has a astrolabe, and is like, it's just as you travel for several hours and eventually gets nighttime. And...
yeah, at some point I'm gonna like tag in the night team.
Okay. There's not much of a night. There's only 6. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to like have someone steer at night.
Yeah. So
I don't think this thing has autopilot.
Mr. Gunnery comes up to you and says, so at night, shall we stay afloat or shall we continue going at half speed?
Half speed sounds good. I think we're on a bit of a time crunch. I'm gonna look over to Voka.
Yes, if we could post haste.
He's got the astrolabe out, Mr. Gunnery, and is making sure that you're on the right path. He hands it to you, North, and says, would you like to check my numbers?
Just gonna check that.
Yeah, make a survival check.
Survival?
What is
Navigator's tools?
Navigator's tools would work as well. Yeah. Well, if you you have proficiency in
You use
navigator's tools.
intelligence instead of.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because that roll was ass.
Okay.
That roll was even more ass. So I'm. That's just a cursory look. Like, sounds good. Just a look like. Oh, it's been a while.
At some point,
Yep.
Laphus is gonna pass by Orgoth with the little not machinery, but what Orgoth has probably never seen before, and she goes, "Hey Orgoth, this is a sextant. Here."
Oh my god.
Uh,
She's
uh,
sextant.
Sextant.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he's like holding it in one hand and then like kind of flipping through the book. To see
It
what
measures
a
angles.
sextant is.
She laughs and walks away.
It's like,
Where the fuck is my sextant gone?
Instrument for measuring angular distances used especially in navigation to observe altitudes of celestial okay. Math. All right.
Yeah,
And
there's
he just-
math in there, Orgoth.
Yeah. And he kind of like holds it and looks over at North like, maybe I could bunk near you because I think I'm going to have a lot of questions. And
Sure.
you look like you know what you're doing really well.
Might have done that in a past life, one would say.
Lived multiple lifetimes.
Maybe.
Ah, mysterious. I forgot.
It's a thing, it's a thing. I mean, our people share collective memories, so. Nah, I've done it on the sea, never in the sky, but someone, somewhere close by, just landed a bit of knowledge.
Tomta has been cooking the meals. There's like usually one big meal at night, and people fend for themselves for breakfast and lunch, leftovers. But there's always a big meal at night. Do you eat with the crew, or do you eat like how do you interact with the crew during a typical day's journey?
I think North would like revert to the way they were when they were with an actual crew way back when, when they were with Captain Gold.
Yeah.
And just like, like when you try to learn like a new crew, like there's some dice games that like every crew knows and stuff like that. So
They also play rollies.
Just like chatting, eating, playing.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Do you interact with the crew at all?
Yeah, I think Orgoth's gonna like if North bunks, he's taking cues from North. So if North is like bunking with the crew, Orgoth's gonna bunk with the crew. And if North interacts with the crew and like plays rollies and eats like, yes, okay, that's obviously the thing you're supposed to do. So he's kind of gone into shadow mode a little bit.
Learning.
Yeah, learning.
Make an intelligence check for me. Just see how well.
And reading the book whenever he can.
Yeah.
And trying not to laugh at some of the like funnier words.
Also, just for shits and giggles, like it's obvious that North's like lived and known slang is more nautical, so like exchanging terms as well.
Yeah, I got a intelligence check, 16 total.
16. That's good. He seems to be picking up on it, North.
Yeah, and anything I think that Orgoth can equate, even if it's like belaying ropes or the deckhand things that he can in his mind equates with like his, if he can rely on his fighter training, like understanding, oh, this is a physical maneuver, like the more he converts into physical mnemonics, he does.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of how he memorizes things.
Voka.
Voka spends most of his time, especially during dinner, for lack of a better term, pranking people. A suspicious amount of like whoopee cushion shenanigans go on during dinner.
The sailors they basically kind of like are kind of, because the captain is there, they really respect whoever the captain is, but they are very much pranksters too. So
like,
yeah.
like Voka like shakes like people's hands, and they
Oh,
he goes,
can
"Fuck."
Voka be like, shake somebody's hand and then like grabs like their other hand for another shake, and then you have the other like the little other
Yeah,
hand from Netherdeep.
yeah.
They're like, and they're like, wait, what the fuck?
And it's like, oh, you also don't have a third hand? Oh, for shame, you're lacking. I thought you were to come prepared. Or like he also spends like a lot of time like juggling and on the deck and occasionally
God.
blowing fire.
Oh, Voka needs to do that thing where they give somebody like their hand and then they pull away and they're like, "Oh my god, just kidding."
Yeah, just kidding. Yeah, he does that again.
Oh,
Oh, my hand. Oh god, for shame. Oh, just kidding.
Lapis, you feel like this crew has really taken to ashes. Ashes become like a good luck charm for the ship.
Bonnie and Clyde is always around there too. Like whenever they have downtime, they would probably end up playing with them if they don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
She's mostly gonna be active at night. I'd say she probably takes her trance during the day when
Yeah.
everybody's like,
yeah, too.
That's a good idea. So yeah.
and so she mostly is out at night, and she spends a lot of the time out on the probably out on the observation deck.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes, the poop deck.
And she just kind of watches, and she stares a lot of the time in the sky, and anytime like any of the crew ever like come around her, she will tell them various like tales of how certain stars did get there, like because there's a lot of various different folklore and legends of, oh, it's like this because, a swan came over and,
Mm-hmm.
did the deed or with a goddess or something like that.
Right. It's,
And she would tell the various different like local legends of like the same thing,
mm-hmm.
of like the same like group of stars. And it's like this group of stars has like 10 different legends all around revolving around why it looks like this sort of deal.
Amazing. I'd like everybody to take already gave Voka inspiration, but everybody take inspiration for
I've never lost mine.
I just used mine, so that's great.
Yay. Since you are all interacting with the crew, I'd like you to make insight checks for me.
Natural 20, baby.
Nice.
12.
Insight. That is a 28.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. Voka and Lapis. I'll give you the general, then a Voka, I'll give you your special natural 20 info. What was your total actually, Voka? Because 28 is pretty high too.
I know it is. Insight. Oh, mine would also be a 28.
28. Okay, I'll just tell you both the same thing. Like on the deck at one point, this is like you've been traveling for about 3 days, and during the deck day, you see Arthur mopping the deck, and Amanthea is tending to the ropes, and you sense some tension between them in a they're not really liking each other kind of way. Like they're kind of just like one looks over and the other like looks away suddenly and kind of like has an angry look on their face, and the other one like then the other one will look at the other person and then they'll look away like why are you looking at me? Like there's an argument just on the surface ready to break out, but
I feel like Voka and Lapis are like standing right next to each other, and Voka's gonna lean over and he's gonna be like, "Should we do something about that?"
Yeah, I feel like you should.
Like, me?
I mean, you are the mascot. You should be having everybody's like, all of their mood should be up with you.
morale
juggle,
officer.
I juggle and I change shapes. What do you want me to do?
You're good at talking to people, getting their emotions down, right?
I guess.
how about this? You talk to one of them, I'll talk to the other, and we'll see why each one is mad. Come up with, I don't know, an idea together.
I see. This is teamwork. Okay. I'll take Arthur, the one on the left there.
All right, and I'll take what's her name?
Minthia, yeah.
Aminthia. Yeah, I'll go take her.
And then-
She's just gonna casually walk over to where Aminthia is.
And
Yeah,
she
but-
is like coiling rope and like doing it the proper sailor way and like storing it and everything. And she looks up. It's like, Miss Laphus, she says as you approach.
So I'm not one to really dilly-dally, beat around the bush or anything like that. So what's up with you and Arthur? Like, are you mad at him or?
You picked up on that? He's used to be an item, but I think he has eyes for another.
And who
But
might that be? Is it Owen?
no, it's not Owen. It was a barmaid back at the, what was the name of that hobbled hobgoblin. I saw him writing a letter to her
Just now or just recently? Or?
just before we left. We got into an argument and broke up the night before.
Ah, I see, I see. There's bigger fish out there. I mean, you're gonna find somebody better. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Yeah,
Ashes
you
goes,
know.
See, he's okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Voka, before
No,
I
you're
do
good.
anything.
Yeah, no, you guys. I was gonna say, at the same time, Voka is gonna walk up behind Arthur.
yeah.
And he's going to take Thing out, and he's going to tap him on one shoulder with his hand, duck behind the other, and put Thing in its place, like where he would look. And then he's gonna tap him on the other shoulder. Like it's good for Voka jump scare.
Okay, I rolled a 5 for his perception, so he definitely falls for it. And he's like, what the fuck? And he kind of like does that to the thing. And things
And Voka like reaches up and catches him. Hello.
Mr. Voka, this is not appropriate for.
Oh, when of mean appropriate always went in the same sentence. Now, pray tell, I have a question for you.
What is it, Mr. Voka?
You don't. Okay, for one, don't address me like that. I'm just Voka.
Okay, just Voka.
Drop the format. Okay. And he leans against and he's like leaning really awkwardly like on the bow, just
Yeah,
there,
on the railing,
leaning
yeah.
against, and he puts a hand on his head. He's like, so, guy talk.
What about it?
He does it like a nervous smile. And he's like, you and the girl over there have been fighting a lot, haven't you?
We
I've
were a
picked up on it.
thing back a few days ago. We broke up recently.
Oh,
But we're under
Why?
contract. We're under Mr. Gunnery has us under contract to fly with you all, so.
I mean, why'd you break up? I'm curious. You don't have to tell me because we're technically your employers, but you know.
It won't affect the way I do my job, just Voka, I promise.
Oh, don't call me just Voka. Not just Voka, just Voka. Listen, okay. I'm curious. You trust me, I'm your buddy.
Make a persuasion roll.
Like I juggled for you.
You know me for 3 days. Come on.
Come on.
Tell me your
I'm
deepest,
just a little
darkest secrets.
guy.
We're gonna be in the air for an extended period of time. Persuasion plus 7, 15.
Okay. He's like, my brother has eyes for this barmaid back at the tavern we all hang out at. And he wanted me to find out information about her. And so I was trying to I wrote her a letter saying I was leaving and saying, go talk to my brother. he's here. And she caught me giving the letter to her, to the barmaid, and we got into this huge fight about how we don't trust each other, and she broke up with me.
And Voka like looks really unimpressed, and he just like looks him straight in the face and says, "You know, misinformation is like the worst trope in romance novels, right? Like the misunderstanding trope."
I can't read.
But he was writing a letter.
But you
Oh,
were
sorry.
writing a letter.
Yeah.
He just like hands over a drawing.
He should say, I don't read those types of books.
I don't read those types of books.
It's a pictograph. It's just drawings.
Yeah, that's just
Letter.
like
It's like-
brother, so that's just a stick figure.
in like a
Another
location,
stick figure
big
with
arrow.
huge tits.
He was writing a letter.
It is
It was
the show.
disgusting.
I mean, I don't either. Like, why would I read those types of books? But like, if I were to, that's like the like lamest trope in the book. Why didn't you just tell her that that's what you were doing?
Well, we've had problems leading up to this. It wasn't just that. It's just we've been fighting a lot, and that was just the final straw.
And he looks over at Laphus.
And so, like, what exactly are you guys arguing about? I mean, the barmaid thing, it's whatever.
He's just so annoying. He keeps drawing these stick figures with huge tits, and I can't. It's getting old really fast, and you know.
Well, have you tried, I don't know, talking to him about this?
We just get into another fight. We've tried. The captain made
Yeah.
us sorry, Mr. Gunnery has made us promise to keep things under
So-
wraps until we get back on dry land.
All right. But until then, I feel as though you need to get rid of this tension because even though you're not allowing it to interfere with your work, it still could be a whole hindrance thing.
Make a persuasion roll, Laphus.
All right, gonna use that inspo that you gave me. Oh, that's so much better. The first roll was like a 3.
Oh God.
Right. Persuasion. That's 24.
Okay. Amenthia kind of nods and says,
I mean, if you want, I could be a mediator between you two.
would-
Voka could be a mediator between you two. We could both do it.
I don't want to date him. I just want to make sure this journey goes without us killing each other.
Well, then there we go. We can just all talk to each other.
And he cuts back to Voka, and he's like doing like the weird, he's moving his hands, and he's like, just saying, like, if you really wanted to work out, just say you go over there and say you want to hold her hand. I have a lot of dating experience, I promise. I'm not lying to you.
Make an exception roll. I'm a real human boy.
I'm a real human boy with plenty of experience. Deception, 26.
Okay.
He believes
Yeah,
that
he does, he
Voka has
does.
maidens upon maidens.
So the next day,
The next day, Laphus is gonna get both of them into the war room.
okay, they're both there. Voka, are you there?
Yeah.
And they're
And
sitting there
she's-
staring at each other across the room at each other.
And
Leave
she's
the
going
door
to
open.
treat...
I want to see.
The door is closed because
Everybody
other
knows.
crewmen.
Everybody knows what's going
like
down.
North's face like pressed up against the glass. The captain.
I mean, North's been like bedding down with the sleeping in the crew quarters. Gotta have heard some.
Jacob
Eh.
and Owen have a bet going about who yells at who first.
Laphus is basically going to treat them like children, and she is going to lean over, pick up like a large piece of bone from either Bonnie or Clyde, and she's going to be like,
stick.
all right, so whoever has this is going to be the one to talk. The others who don't have it do not speak, and only when, you're done saying your piece can you hand it over. And if you do talk, I will hit you.
And Voka's like behind the lady looking at God, what are their names again?
Aminthia and
Aminthia?
Arthur.
Aminthia and Arthur. And
Yeah.
she's behind. He's behind Aminthia, and she's looking at Arthur, and he's giving him like double thumbs, like "You got this," like mouthing like.
I like to imagine that the brothers and like part of the crew are just like stuck to the door.
Mhm.
Like listening, all piled up.
They tried to get Orgoth to like be part of this. They were like Orgoth, you know Laphus, you know Voka. They'll let you in there, right? Like you.
I do know them, and I know well, not Voka as much, but I know Lapis well enough where if the door's closed and she didn't invite me in, I'm not gonna go in. That can end badly.
Don't just tell me
So-
what you hear, okay? Please, I'm
you know.
trying to focus, but I wanna know.
Arthur looks nervous. Minthia is like, why am I here?
And she's just going to hand the bone over to Aminthia and just goes, say your piece. And when you're done, hand it over to him.
Aminthia takes it, looks over at Arthur and says, look, we had good times. We had fun. The sex was okay. You and I are just not going to work out. And I'm sorry for that.
And why do you think that you're not going to work out? I'm gonna believe that this has become like a couples therapy thing.
It totally has. It's because everything you do has become so annoying, and I just can't stand those squiggles you draw, and I need some space. You're just like, the fact that we're on this ship together, it just really is getting to me, and I have to keep us separate so that we can do our jobs. It's just a job right now, Arthur. It's just a job. And hands this bone over. Is this a rib bone? Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be a rib bone.
hands it over to Arthur, and Arthur's like a little tear. And he takes it. And he's like, Aminthia, he begins to say an L, but stops and says, I have enjoyed our time together, and I don't want us to break up, but we're always fighting, and I'm sorry that I have been anger, and he like gets really confused and really kind of shuts down a bit. And make a perception roll, Orgoth, in North. As he gets quiet, he goes, I hope that
24.
okay, you hear everything.
I rolled an 11.
You just hold little muffles.
I'm trying to listen, but it's just like for some reason.
Jacob reaches over and turns the cup around. So do it this way.
Oh.
Oh God.
Okay,
Arthur says,
Thanks for the raid.
thanks for the raid. Arthur holds the bone and is like, Aminthia, I want to be with you and I will prove my love for you. But I will prove myself to you. And if that takes time, I have to wait until after this voyage, then so be it. And he gives the stick over to the bone, over to Laphus, the speaking bone.
And she looks over at Aminthia and she just goes, is there anything more that you want to add? Like, don't even bother. Ship has sailed. The sex actually was lousy.
Well, the sex
anything
was
else?
lousy. So.
Okay, but in my opinion, it's kind of weird to break up with a guy because these drawing skills were kind of bogus. I mean, that's a little shallow, don't you think?
I mean, from the sounds of it, Voka, there was a lot more to it than that. It seems like she was getting either bored and annoyed and just overall thought he was a different person from when they started.
You're right, he needs to write a song.
He's not Pollux.
Okay, no one can be Pollux. I'm talking about writing good music here.
Oh, so you admit that Polish's music is very bad, actually.
Who are we talking about? Arthur says.
Okay, listen, my tent can make good things out of the worst. He makes bad things, but he's still my friend.
I think I heard them say something about the pox. I'm not sure. It's pretty hard to hear through the door.
Orgoth.
She's gonna hand the bone over once more to Aminthia and just goes, "Any last words? Any last thoughts?"
Minthia says, "It's just a job. As if right now we're not together. Please stop annoying me."
And don't think about getting together even now. Just focus on the job. Focus on the job.
And Arthur kind of cries a little bit and says, "We can talk after this job is over."
And she takes the bone back and she snaps it back into place onto Bonnie.
Bonnie looks
And-
so proud. This little like skeleton dog. Like,
She's done such a good job. She was the couples therapy.
And she Lapis stands up and goes, "All right then. Now that that's all over, I expect you guys to never talk about it again, at least not around me. And let's continue sailing, shall we?"
Minthia gets up, leaves. The door opens suddenly, Orgoth, and pushes you.
Everyone
I
is
assume the
there.
door opens.
Humble
I assume the
back.
door opens inward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
it's
So
just like the
Orgoth-
violence.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, I rolled a 5
Yeah.
on a dex check. So even with my pluses, yeah. No, he like he's abandoned the cup. Obviously, the cup. And he's been trying to just have his ears there. His cup his ear, and yeah. So he's trying so hard to hear that when it opens, he just like he goes straight in.
Voka starts laughing.
Minthia just crosses her arms and says, "Excuse me," and steps over all of the bodies on the floor and out into the deck.
Were you guys really listening? What the fuck?
Voka like sits by Arthur and pats him on the back and says, "I think you need someone who appreciates your drawings.
Can I show them to you?
You can show me your drawings, yes."
Okay. They're bad.
Okay.
They're all stick figures with
They're all
humongous
stick
tits.
figures.
Not everyone can be an artist.
You
He lacks the
could see-
talent. He lacks the vision.
You can see that he's been drawing the same stick figures for the last like 10 years. It's never changed.
This never
Maybe
changed.
Never gotten better.
Maybe you just lack a muse. I don't know.
Maybe I do.
Well,
need
he's
these.
clearly got one.
Okay, you've been traveling for 3 days on the ship. That night, the night after the couples therapy,
Mediation.
Laphus, you're awake because you're doing your trance during the day. Orgoth and Voka are asleep. North, you're trancing. Laphus, suddenly you feel the ship kind of like boom, like look suddenly. You know how like you're in an airplane and suddenly you're hit an air pocket and like the airplane goes boom, drops. That's what happens. Like the ship goes down a little bit, and you hear Owen, who's steering, like, "Goddamn shit!" And the ship kind of like rights itself. North, you're aware because you're
Fuck.
trancing. You felt it, but
Could you
Laphus,
just
you're like
back
aware
her
and
up?
can act quickly if you wish.
Is there anything I'm seeing, or is it just?
It's just
the
that's
air-
what. Yeah, the ship is kind of like sunk a little bit.
Oh, she doesn't think too much about it. She knows that they could handle it, and I'm sure this is the first air pocket that they've ever come
Mhm.
across.
You're up pretty high. I mean, it's like because there's not really a magical way to keep warm here, so it's not too high off the ground, but it's like even with the clouds,
Mhm,
like there's low clouds, like as you get closer to the sea.
mhm.
North, do you
Go
know anything?
around and take a look at the broomstone. Is the stock okay? Is
Stock
everything-
Dreamstone's okay. Everything's okay. Make a
Okay.
perception check.
That's a 23.
Okay. Yeah, everything seems to be in tip-top shape.
Gonna go up, out.
Okay.
Fuck us up. Sometime.
Air pocket,
Owen?
probably.
I've got it under control, Captain. Owen says.
Did you need a help of some sort?
Do you need?
I've got it. I've got it. I promise. I've got it, Captain.
Does he sound sure of himself? Or...
Make an insight check
Um,
as I make a.
I'm gonna pick another die.
Yeah.
Not you. That's a D10. Don't fuck me. 18.
18. You feel like he is holding something back and he's trying to cover for his mistake.
All right, I'm not gonna be mad. You can tell me if there's something. We're all learning to know each other on this trip, so.
Sorry, Captain. I panicked and I spun the wheel. I'm not sure if we're heading in the right direction still.
Hold on, let me check.
Get the sextant.
Pull
Measure the
out my
angles.
navigator's tool.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, go.
Yeah. Mr. Gunnery is asleep right now, so he's not here to help you.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look. Take our measurements. Look at the map.
Okay.
Look at everything.
Looking at the stars. Make a roll.
Yeah, it would be intel.
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
And add proficiency.
Yes, proficiency. So 5, 8. 22.
Okay. He got you like basically going like if you were heading, you're probably heading kind of southwest. He has you going almost directly south now.
Just about 15 degrees port.
And he kind of like, tell me when, Captain, as he moves the wheel.
Alright, you good?
Okay. Sorry about that, Captain. I won't let it happen again.
Just if you're tired, you can tag someone in, okay?
I wasn't expecting that air pocket.
You're good. You're good. I mean, Gunnery has experience at the helm as well.
He does, yes.
So if you're tired at any point, we can just rotate. I don't need that much sleep, okay?
I am tired. It has been a long 3 days.
Can you hold on for like an hour?
He nods.
Oh, I'll be back.
Okay. So you take over after an hour and you are flying the ship. Okay.
I got my sleep.
Yeah,
Well,
the
my
next-
trance. That's
the next
important
morning-
thing.
The next morning, Orgoth, you come out in Voka, and North is actually at the helm.
What's up, suckers?
You're at your post early.
Bright and early.
Rather regal looking, I must say.
I might nap during the day, but Gunnery knows what he's doing when I'm not here, and Owen did a great job, well, at telling me what was wrong last night. So
Was there
Was that-
something wrong?
just got an air pocket, fibbed a bit.
I didn't feel anything. Those the things we're sleeping in,
Hammocks?
the hammocks, they like
Yeah.
they do this and like it's really gentle, so I didn't really notice anything.
Like you're in the womb again.
More like, you're being swayed side to side by when you were a baby rather than the womb.
I don't know, mine's
Do you remember your time in the womb?
it's been a while. I mean,
Yes,
Orgoth
I'm gonna
would
get some
remember, he's
breakfast.
so young.
Voka raises his hand and then slowly unraises it.
Orgoth should remember.
Thing still has its hand up.
If anything, Voka like pushes things hand down.
Go ahead, Ron.
Go ahead. As the day goes along, that's what I was going to say. Are you going to do anything right now?
I want to talk to Laphus, but it doesn't have to be. I'll do it real quick. Hey Lapis, tonight, could I do some sextant like training with you? Because you know a lot about the stars,
Yeah.
and the more reading I'm doing, like the sextant is about like measuring like the horizon and stars and then understanding where you are by that. So
Mm.
I'm wondering if you might be able to help me.
Yeah, I could help you with that. Although I am pretty sure that North would also be able to help at least figure out the best way to like use the sextant. I can definitely point out different sectors of the sky for you and tell you all about that sort of thing.
Yeah, that would be really good. I mean, I figured you gave me this for a reason, so you know.
I mean, yeah, sure. I did give that to you for a reason, mostly because, everybody should learn how to use, navigating tools.
They're sextant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would like to be better at sextanting. So sure, okay, yes.
Alright.
North, you find out later that day that Jacob and Owen have a bet on whether Orgoth is a virgin or not.
Boys, quit that it out.
Okay, fine. Fine.
That's you can bet on something else, but that's a bit over the top.
Okay, fine.
You can bet, like, if you want to do the like weird bets about like Laphus or about me, like you can be absolutely outrageous about it, but he's still a baby.
He's so innocent.
He is. He really is.
Jacob goes, well, has he?
I think he has.
Yes. And Owen gives him money, so.
Shit!
They played you. They played you.
Low wisdom, everyone. Well,
As the day goes along, you notice you're getting close to the coast of Marquette, and you actually see a weather front heading where clouds
Okay.
kind of boiling, dark clouds. It looks like it's going to be a storm. You can fly above it, but it'll be cooler, not much cooler. You can fly through it.
yeah, but if it's cooler, there's more chances of air pockets.
Right. Your orders, Captain. Mr. Gunnery says.
Looking at the storm outside, is it like rolling bad?
No, it's just a typical, just a weather front. Like there's rain, a few thunder, like lightning strikes, but nothing bad. A tropical storm. A light tropical storm.
Your input, Gunnery?
I've flown.
We could go A-Hall in there.
I've flown.
but-
I've flown through worse. As long as we
flown through
batten down the hatches.
All right, A-Hall. Which means right out of the storm with no sails.
And Voka's like in the back of the ship. He's like taking rope and some like bricks and like he's put it over the pot so it doesn't move.
Right, we
Well,
tie
pot it
shit
flat.
down. We
Tied it down.
Okay.
hold on. I mean, I've been through worse, but with the sea below, not the air. Mm.
That during the day they prepare the ship for entering the storm, and about an hour before sunset, the ship rides into the storm. Rain pelting, not bad. It's just enough where the wind's buffeting. The ship is back and forth, rocking in the wind and the rain. No need to make any like you've been on the ship long enough that it's like this is not bad for like seasickness or anything like that. However, who is on the wheel right now? Mr. Gunnery will take it.
I
but
think I'm keeping Gunnery close.
Yeah, he will take the helm, but he proffers it to you if you.
Yeah. I would keep Gunnery close and like have him point out anything
Okay.
out of the ordinary.
Have him make perception check. He does a great job getting through the storm. The storm, like maybe like a 30-40 minutes through the storm, and you're kind of out, and you're just over the ocean as the sun sets.
This feels like home.
And you kind of see the sun shining like long reflections along the still water below.
Yeah, that's sun after a storm. Just
that evening, Tomta, who's on deck, starboard side, we have a sighting, starboard side, shouting out loud. Laphus and North again. That's evening. It's probably enough to wake Voka and Orgoth.
Laphus is going to snap her finger, and Bonnie, Clyde, and Ashes run into the captain's quarters.
Okay.
let's go. We got
okay.
a sight.
Okay.
What do we got?
You
And
look.
Voka runs down. He's like pulling on his vest.
Yeah, you see Mr. Gunnery coming out, and he pulls on his coat, and he puts on his little like jaunty sailor hat, and looks over at the Laphus, see if she notices, and then goes over to the starboard side. Is like looking there, and you see off in the distance, you see this what looks to be a rather large flat surface, and there's 4 figures huddled on top of it. And as you get closer to it, it's a flying carpet. And there are 4 halflings drenched. And they're all
they caught the storm.
and they're all just kind of like like they're the only people left on, like, it looks like would hold many more people. It's pretty big size. It looks like one of the halflings is holding something like in her arms, but they're drenched and they're heading your way slowly.
If I take my spyglass, do I see closer what this is? What
Make
they
a
got?
Want to make a perception check.
15.
It looks to be some sort of pet, like an animal that is holding. It also looks like they're all wearing kind of like open blouse, loose clothing, but there's like a badge on their arm, like a little like insignia on their arm that you don't recognize.
Should we intercept
Which
them?
direction are they going?
Toward you, toward the ship. They're trying to intercept the ship.
Intercept the ship.
They don't look armed.
Here, let's just have them stop at a distance 60 feet. Well, 100, 65 feet.
What's your orders? That's 60 feet.
Yeah,
that sounds like a common distance.
No, we call that. Just call them to stop. We can discuss at a distance.
And they pull up, and as it comes to a halt, and kind of like going the same speed you are, kind of matching speeds, you see one of the halflings. Hello. My name is Sergeant Northwest. We're the Four Winds Sailing Company. This is Corporal Southeast and Privates West and East.
Hi, my name's North.
Are you with the Four Winds Sailing Company?
I'm with the Cobalt Soul.
And you hear like a discussion like, oh, she's smart. She's got to be really, really smart. And it's like, we've got caught up in a storm. We've lost several of our people. They're assumed drowned. We were above the ocean at the time. We've lost all of our gear. We're sort of... Can we approach?
What you got in the pack?
In the pack? What pack?
What you holding?
And you see, like, not stinky. You hear the Private West. Like, you see this
skunk.
You see the insignia, and the insignias have like compass directions. And the compass direction points to what their name is. And Private West lets go and is holding on to a leash, and a little what looks to be like floating mushroom with two baby eye stalks and tentacles float out, and a leash is attached to one of the tentacles.
Oh,
But
it's a flump.
It's
It's
a
like-
what?
this is Stinky. Stinky's harmless. This is Stinky.
They're called flumps, North. Have you not seen any of those before?
No, I haven't seen flams.
They're very. They don't do much.
This is a
They're
baby.
benevolent.
This is a baby. Like it's like normally flumps are like maybe like 3-4 feet around and kind of tall. Like maybe like 3 or 4 feet long with tentacles. This is like 1.5 feet. Baby flump.
Yeah, they normally don't do anything. They're very harmless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're mostly. I mean, despite being from the Underdark, they don't do anything.
Okay,
Um,
so here, this is my moment as captain, not captain, as written on the papers. We have to confer about that.
Just to let you know, as they get, they're not getting any closer, but during the spyglass, Sergeant Northwest is they're all halflings, and they don't wear shoes. Short cropped
hairy
black
feet?
hair, huh?
They got hairy feet.
Yeah, they're halflings. Corporate southeast has as a woman, has long curly black hair, tied back with a red ribbon. Private West and East. Private West has reddish brown hair, non-binary. Private East is non-binary with blonde hair, short shaved on the side, kind of like curly at the top.
I mean, they don't look armed. Has anyone have a beat on their behavior or anything? I'm not the best judge of character. I kind of tend to.
I've been staring at them. I guess I can I suppose I can tell.
You could do insight or perception.
Okay, I will probably do insight from
Okay.
how they've been talking. Right.
They are drenched, like they were just like drenched to the bone.
Yeah. That's the 16.
They seem like terrified, tired, exhausted.
You could see the dark under their eyes, sort of deal.
Hungry, very hungry.
I'm pretty sure that. Have I heard of the name before? I should say.
The Four Winds sailing company. Make a history check.
Yeah,
'Cause
can
I've
we
traveled
make
around.
that check as well?
Huh?
Because I've been on the sea. Can I make that check as well?
Yeah.
That's a 25.
That's oh, still not bad. Still not bad. It's a history 19.
19.
18.
Yeah, they're not well known, but that was a high enough roll for both of you that they are an adventuring company. There are normally 8 of them, halflings, and they've been around for probably 20 or 30 years. And whenever somebody retires, they just hire a new.
Any like proper deed that we would know of?
What do you mean deed? Like
A
oh, what
deed, like
deeds?
something
Deeds.
they did.
They name some cities in Marquette. I don't have the map up right now.
I don't know, Drusar.
Drusar, there was a wyvern attack outside of Drusar, and they stopped like several wyverns from destroying a merchant caravan.
And their reputation
Is well known.
good.
It's good. Yeah. They're not going around like they haven't been known. They don't raid or like they're not raiders.
Bad.
They're not bad.
They're not shitheads.
Yeah.
They're not dicks.
Yep.
I'd say we just let them in.
We can
That is-
we can let them rest, and then they can go their course when their carpets is dry.
Yeah.
The one who's the leader,
Yeah.
who's identified himself as the highest rank.
Yes, Sergeant Northwest.
While we're doing all this, I do spend a minute to use my know your enemy ability
Yes.
to kind of suss out like, right, this is the whole, are they equal, superior, or inferior to me in regards to like to two of the following characteristics.
Okay.
So I want to know if they're a better fighter than I am. So fighter class levels, if any.
No fighter class levels.
And
Well,
then
because technically he's an NPC class, so I would say he's
a stat block.
He's a stat block.
he's a stat block, right?
Yeah, he has a challenge rating of half. He is much lower, like lower levels than you are. So
right. So I just kind of, yeah, I get the read on him, and then I think it's probably, God, yeah. The other one is, and I'm sure it's lower, but just current hit points. He's trying to gauge like how healthy they are.
He's at full hit points, but he's much lower than what you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Orgoth's like, oh, I'm sure if they start anything on the ship, we can take care of them.
Laphus is going to be staring at the flump, Stinky.
Mhm.
And is he at all glowing any colors at the moment?
Kind of yellow and reddish a little bit.
All right. Let's get them in.
Well, while they're pulling them in, Voka's gonna like look at like the shoulder badges, and he's gonna look at North and tap his shoulder and says, "Should we get you one of those badges?
No,
Signify your North."
absolutely not.
Oh, come on, you'd like it.
They're
really.
missing a few people.
Yes.
Might as well start.
Yeah, start
No, I'm
refilling.
not joining another group.
Start refilling out
What
the
would you
roster.
do without your captain?
I mean,
We have gunnery.
I mean gunnery.
Gunnery's my bro. He's coming with me. Look over at Gunnery, who's just like
He's
probably like whatever. Bro.
Like I guess he's gonna need a new name. He's gotta fit in the naming conventions.
I'm gonna change my name.
Okay, you
Oh,
pull.
please don't.
You pull the they pull closer, and you let the flying carpet land on the deck.
Yeah.
Okay. They land, and it's just like water kind of gushes out of the fabric of the flying carpet.
Ew.
And you see it's just soaked from the storm. You see Jacob and Owen and Arthur like, goddamn motherfucker, got us mopped all it up now. And they just grab mop buckets and start cleaning
Wait,
up.
why are they grabbing mop buckets when it's still storming?
Oh,
No, it's not
you've
storming
cleared you've
anymore,
cleared
actually.
the storm.
Oh, we've cleared it. All
Yeah,
right then.
you cleared it. Yeah.
Laphus is just going to, because she doesn't like the fact that that there's going to be water even attempting to approach the captain's quarters.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to kind of use
Destroy water.
no, she doesn't have destroy water. But that would have been a good spell to have.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to use oh god, what is it called? Oh god, prestidigitation.
Got it. Okay.
To start like
Yeah,
getting rid of.
It's not like gallons and gallons, but it's like if you take a rug that's completely soaked, and it's going to start kind of.
But also,
shedding
there's gonna be less bitching about cleaning.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Sergeant Northwest comes up to you, North, and says, actually, before they get off of the
Carpet.
they say, looks at you and says, "Permission to come aboard, Captain."
Permission granted.
And they go and step off. The flump kind of like just floats real close to Private West, and like the leash, holding on to the leash.
Yeah, you little guy.
Yeah.
I'm bad with pets, so I won't.
And it's like Sergeant Northwest says, "That was a terrible storm. We've had several. We're trying to travel along the coast, and the storm blew us out to sea, and we lost four of our."
Just gonna look over at Gunnery like we were fucking fine. It was such a bad storm, and we're just like. Eh.
The difference, I believe, is probably because
carpet and big ship.
Yeah.
We were thinking about trying to get over to Wildemount, but we had enough supplies for the journey, but the storm was just terrible, and we lost all of our supplies.
Where are you headed in Wildemount?
We were hoping to get to Jigao.
Holy
Well,
that's a bit.
Jigao? What are you going to Jigao for?
Um,
I'm from Jigao.
we were hoping we wanted to see the giant turtles there. Somebody was telling us about the giant turtles. And,
Oh, yeah, they're very impressive and really big.
you
Like
see,
really, really big.
the corporal southeast says, yes, they are called horizonback tortoises. And it's like,
yeah.
they are quite beautiful specimens. I really want to see if perhaps we can travel on one throughout the lands of Wildemount. That would be an amazing experience.
But they're pretty expensive if you want to buy one. How much do you have? Like a lot of money with you?
It
Because
all
they
went,
cost a lot.
It went all down
went
the big drain.
overboard. We just have what we had on our persons.
Oh,
The sergeant says, I don't know where you're headed, but it looked like you were heading out to sea, in the direction of Wildemount. We'd be willing to work our way if you have room for more passengers.
Gonna look over at Jacob and Owen and just go like, you know how to mop?
They both just hand their mops over, and the privates are like, oh.
Are any of you hurt? And he's like kind of like craning over and
Just-
like looking.
They are not hurt. Mostly their pride.
Was it
Nothing I can do about that.
No.
was it all 8 of you that were there?
We were all 8 of us on the carpet, and we lost 4 of them. 4 of us.
No sending, no nothing, no news.
We don't have sending. Unfortunately, message. They were too far away for a message.
Hopefully they found something.
I mean, if they fell in water, odds are they'll probably drown, and if not drowned, then
Laphus.
it's just the reality of adventuring.
Hopefully, the god of the sea, the Storm Lord. Actually, who's the god of the sea in?
Good question.
Yeah. Hopefully, the Storm Lord.
I was gonna say the bitch queen, but that's not the right thing.
That's
no,
not.
no.
That's the realms. Hopefully, the Storm Lord was gentle with them as during the storm as they fell. We will perform last rites if that is okay with you all. I don't know if any of you are religious or anything.
Voka raises his hand.
Perhaps you can help us perform the ceremony.
I mean,
It's
I-
cord.
Cord, yes.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a storm lord.
Yep.
I have a small. I mean, it's not much. I do have like a small holy site in the back of the ship.
It will do. It will do. Thank you, Captain. Captain North. Sorry to be a Captain Northwest.
No, you're good. You're good. Captain Maedrick will do.
Sergeant Northwest. We usually stick to the land. We had just acquired this flying carpet and thought it was the neatest thing. And
Wait, the southeast is a sergeant or the corporal?
I'm sorry. Okay,
Like northwest is corporal,
southeast is corporal, sergeant is
Okay.
northwest.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, corporal is higher than sergeant, right? But apparently the sergeant is in charge.
Sarge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To avoid confusion, like
It's-
it can be Captain Maedrick. That's fine.
It's Captain Maedrick. Thank you for letting us. You don't have to. You don't have to. We can leave whenever we are recovered, and perhaps we can get some food or something and we can try to head back to Jusar.
Let me check if I have rations because I don't want us to fall back on that.
What are the rest of you doing while all this is going on?
Voka's been like watching and kind of like interested for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he slowly loses interest as he realizes that it's just business stuff, and he turns his attention to the flying carpet.
Okay.
And Laphus has just been clearing out the water from the flying carpet with prestidigitation.
Yeah, and it's finally all gone. It's dry now.
And Orgoth's kind of like walking a little perimeter
Mhm.
around them, keeping an eye on them because
Yeah.
he still doesn't trust that
Yeah,
they're not
they're
here to do something
exhausted.
nefarious.
Yeah, you think that you could take care of them. It's like if they put up a fight, you would just be like, smoosh.
Right. Well, they
Yeah.
need to know that. Like they
They're
just
aware.
by
They
physical
seem to
presence,
be
they need to be
aware.
aware.
They're
Yes.
very aware. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
Um,
got rations for 5 days. So
And
if anyone
below
else
are like
has-
is food enough for like probably 3 months down below. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have like anyone just like falling back on, oh my god, we have to divvy up and now we're
Right.
angry at the new
Yeah,
people because
yeah.
they're taking our food. Kind
um
of stuff.
so over the next couple of days,
Well, that mushroom looks pretty tasty. The flying mushroom, we could always eat that.
not stinky. You
Right.
can't have stinky.
Yeah, you don't want to eat flumps.
Okay.
What's a flump anyways, like besides what we see? Underdark, you said?
Yeah, they're from the Underdark.
I
I mean, they're really cute. They're very gentle creatures.
we found this guy floating in the sky.
How long was that? How long ago was that?
2 or 3 days.
Does he speak at all?
Flumps don't really talk.
Okay.
Laphus, you would know this is even like usually they actually make a Arcana check.
Let's see. That is a 27.
They usually speak telepathically. A flump this small, this like young, cannot speak, cannot communicate.
Yeah. Okay.
In that
she
way.
just goes, yeah, no, it's too small to speak. Usually they'll say things within your mind.
Oh.
But this one's just a baby.
Oh.
And Voka having found a new group of people to terrorize, I mean prank. Oftentimes you'll find that there's 4 of them, but sometimes there will be 5 of them.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my god.
Voka.
Oh no. And a lot of them are like looking like they're talking like look. Do you imitate or are you just like another?
Yeah, well, he's another one. He'll like find like covert ways to cover his eyes because he never changes his eyes. He finds covert ways to like cover his eyes. And then-
Sunglasses.
Which one? There's a northwest, southeast, west, private west, and private east. Which ones do you?
I feel like he does it to each of them at some point.
Okay. Voka, as like okay, how long? Okay, first off, north. How long are you gonna let them stay on board?
That's not my decision alone. How long are we letting?
I would
But-
say, especially if they're heading back, just let them rest for a day, have them have food, spare like maybe 2 days worth of food because it wouldn't take them that long to get back.
How long is it to the where we're going in comparison?
It's probably going to be like a week over the ocean before you even get to the shore of.
Oh, and they
Wildemount.
were doing that on the freaking.
Carpet.
Yeah. They're a low-level adventuring company.
So
I feel so much pity in my heart. I don't want to.
Should
I
we
mean,
take them to the
we're
shore?
willing to work. We are willing to work our way if you let us join the crew.
And right next to northwest is another northwest, and it's this Voka, and he says, "Yeah, come on, we'll work. We can take us all the way
Wait,
to shore."
hold on. I'm gonna insight. That's an 8. Fuck that. There's 2 northwest.
But like over the,
only
day.
thing
Go
that
ahead. Sorry.
the only thing
Can
that
I-
I would like to say is that I've only bought enough for all of us for, a certain amount of weeks. With them
Yeah.
aboard, it's going to limit our.
I know. I do have rations for 5 days, but that's not enough to. I mean, I can forego my food for 5 days, but that's not.
And we would rather you not, since food is actually needed for you.
I mean, rations cover
We,
Yeah.
would cover for me for 5 days. So
we are
I'm
at your
fine with
mercy.
letting
We'll
you-
we'll do whatever you decide. But any mercy you can show us, we will take it. You save our lives. Voka, over like the hours that like you're like pretending to be Private West, and like, suddenly Arthur kind of comes by, and like, hey, how you doing? And you're Private West, and it's like,
I'm doing great.
where are you from?
Did they ever mention where they were from?
No.
Oh, a place on land in a house.
Do you want to go aft with me and look at the ocean?
Oh shit, he's in too deep.
Rebound.
I mean, you look like a swell fellow. I mean, you must have so many people that are waiting to hang out with you. And...
No. I'm not with anybody right now.
I mean, we're gonna leave. This is like a weird thing to start. Like, for someone who's like not so perfect. I mean, are you sure?
He's like, yeah. I'm turning over a new leaf. And he grabs your hand and takes you to the back of the ship.
Arthur, consent. God fucking damn it. Brother.
Voka,
Gonna have to talk.
Voka did it to themselves.
Northwest stands the entire day. He's like has like that thought. He's just like.
You look behind you, and as you're walking away, you see the other Private West walk out of the climbing up the ladder from below decks.
Like, is it the other Northwest?
Yeah. No, the other. This is Private West.
Oh, it's a Private West.
Yeah. So the other Private West coming up onto the deck.
And he's gonna just like move his eyes forward, like he's focusing on the sea. I'm focusing on the sea.
And not the sea.
Whoa.
And as you're looking out the back of the ship, suddenly you look and you see, it looks like a cloud or something coming toward you, like multiple colors, like lots of colors. And it gets closer and closer, and suddenly it takes the form. You see about 30 of these floating jellyfish things, full size, floating toward the ship as fast as they can. All of them
You
red.
kidnapped a fucking
Red.
fluff!
In North.
Wait, they're red?
Red, all of them colored red, boiling red in their bodies. And that's what we're going to stop for.
Wait.
We're just gonna give the baby back!
Yeah, Stinky was stolen.
Can I do something? The Northwest is gonna like gawk for a second, say, "Excuse me," run back and climb down the ladder, turn back into Voka, run up the ladder and throw himself like over, like grab the bow and like point and say, "What's that?" Like right beside Arthur again.
And that's what we're going to stop. We're going to stop for the week.
That's a bunch of angry flumps.
Yep.
We're just gonna give the baby back and scold a bunch of
Stinky.
halflings.
No,
Fuck
Stinky.
you,
Yes,
Stinky.
Stinky or your life.
I will not hesitate to throw you overboard.
You don't go around kidnapping children. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Also, flumps make, like, when they move, they basically have they have tentacles. They have like basically a large mouth. They sort of looks like a drawn-on grin, and they suck in the air and like poof it out their bottoms, and so
They fart.
that's where they get their name. So
They fart.
Yeah.
That's cute.
oh, so first episode of Few and Far Between, and we've got some on-ship romance going on.
Is it?
Is it though?
No.
Is it when like who had the frickin' flump? Was it West or East?
It was West, yeah.
West is gonna get thrown off the fucking gonna walk the plank.
I can't believe Orgoth is going to have a conversation with Andrew about, or with Arthur about,
Consent.
the right way to approach a lady. Oh man, that's not good.
No
Little
wonder they,
them.
Yeah.
no wonder she dumped him.
Yeah. But Voka just like turning them just like nice as a joke and being like, I kind of get it now. Man, what the fuck?
Oh god.
Dude, fuck.
Oh, thank you all.
I have so many maidens. You don't do that to maidens.
Voka's full of maidens. He has maidens every day. They all go to a different school and they can't talk to you right now.
It's his 3 girlfriend who all smoke pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a girlfriend that went to another school in another district. You never heard of her.
You've never heard of her.
Never
Also, she's
heard.
a tree right now.
Oh, y'all having fun?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Awesome. Off
I
to
can't
a
wait to meet
news-
Voka's girlfriend from Canada.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
like
best.
Voka's girlfriend from Canada.
Well, anyway, let's go around and do a wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill. I'm playing Orgoth Skullcrusher. Thank you for joining us today as we embark on our crazy great new adventure. Obviously, super serious so far. But this is awesome. It feels like I don't know, it feels like in the campaign, this great weight has been lifted off of our shoulders, and now that we've taken to the air, our spirits are soaring. And hopefully you're all as excited as we are about going on this next part of the adventure. Thank you for joining us. If you're here in the stream live, if you're following us on all the socials, if you're listening to us on the streams, if you're hanging out in the VODs, podcasts, however you get the show and are enjoying it, thank you so much for just making this an awesome community and giving us even more inspiration to come and do this crazy thing every week.
Hey everybody, this is Laphus. This is Jaiden playing Laphus. Yeah, no, welcome to season 2, Electric Boogaloo. With the Favoured Few, and so yeah, I'm just having fun. It's gonna be interesting because I'm sure there's gonna be like another session or two where we're on the ship doing things. As for the flump, don't steal babies. Come on, guys.
Don't steal babies.
Don't steal babies.
Don't steal babies.
That's a lesson from today. Don't steal babies.
Yeah, don't steal babies. Because, like, what the hell are you going to do with that baby anyway?
It's a pet. Stinky.
Fuck.
Why did you call him Stinky? You're
Yeah.
so mean.
Because you actually would have seen this at some point if he was on board. So when he gets annoyed, he like spurts out this black stinky like stuff that like makes you retch.
She
for a sec.
deserves it.
Yeah, she does.
Hey.
I'm sure that's why it's even on like a fucking leash, so it doesn't escape back to its parents.
I'm gonna yeet.
Yep.
You ever seen someone throw a halfling? You're about to. Hi everyone, this is Jaime. I've been playing North Gladron Roguelock, Captain Maedrick, I guess. You can find me on Blue Sky at FieldCladVicar. Fuck Twitter and the new blog thing.
Yep.
So, yeah. If you like what you hear, if you like what you see, my usual spiel about Patreon, come and join us over there. If you have some moolah that you want to put in the collection bowl at the end of mass. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Oh my god.
But yeah, see, episode 101, y'all. This is crazy, and I am so stoked. It just feels like we've been in such a big, serious, end of the world kind of scenario, and now we're on a boat.
Well, that's coming in another 100 episodes. So.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. See you in another 80 episodes.
Send me your favorite boat-related word. Mine is poop deck for reasons.
Hi, my name is Mira, and I rubbed up on Jaiden, obviously, because now she's also embodying her D&D character, and I play Voka. You can find me anywhere but Twitter. I'm still trying to get myself off of there, but right now I'm keeping it on Blue Sky. I am very happy, and I'm so glad that I finally get to be a trickster cleric and pull jokes. I feel like the situation before was a little too dire to pull out the whoopee cushions and little zappy hands. I feel like it wouldn't have been appropriate, but now I can. I'm so happy I get to juggle for everyone. This is quite the awkward situation I've gotten myself into. So get ready for more slapstick. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for letting me have a little. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and you are gonna have to talk about the really bad manhwa things that we hate about them. The miscommunication.
Yeah,
How,
miscommunication
yeah,
trope fucking sucks. I
Yeah.
hate it.
I hate them too.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many times where we would just be like, just tell them the truth. Just-
Tell me about your favorite miscommunication trope or your least favorite. I
And
hate
talk
them
to me
all
about it
personally.
too. Yeah, talk to me about it too, because I can go off on a bunch of the manhwa that I read.
Remember, everyone, consent is key, even if it's just holding hands.
Don't hold someone's hand.
Don't touch people if they
No,
don't
no,
allow you to.
and also make sure your crush isn't a weird body double. That's an important one. That's a very important one.
Yeah.
Also, rebounds never.
Rebounds never hurt. That's all I got. Bye.
So I have to play the awful people along with the good people. That's a DM's job. My name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Ron88Keys, RBDM. Please follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. Follow us here at Severed Studios. Few and Far Between is a production of Severed Studios. Please check out our other shows like Severed Sons and other side quests on Twitch, YouTube, and everywhere you get your podcasts. Links are in the show notes. I can't say keep on rolling here, but what I'd like you to do is everyone send me a message and let's come up with a new catchphrase for the end of the show. I'm trying to think like a few.
Don't be like Arthur.
Don't be this guy.
But anyway, we'll come up with a new catchphrase. Send me your ideas, and we'll do them for next week. And bye,
Keep
y'all.
on mopping.
Keep
Keep on mopping.
Come on.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.